Hello, this is Diego Mangabira, and we are in another episode of Mindset. Today, we are going to talk about something we have received a lot on social media, especially through a frequent question: how do I solve my problems? Because whenever I solve one problem, it seems another one appears. I can't get out of this cycle that's in my life. If you are facing this, stay in this video, because it can help you. Before starting the episode, I want to speak with you and invite you. If you are not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, you should click the button below, the subscribe button, the red button. Also, click on the bell next to it so you will receive all notifications both on YouTube and by email, as YouTube does this automatically for us. This also helps you to stay always connected with our next videos. And if you are on another media platform, access our YouTube channel, our channel in English, okay? In this video, I want to talk to you about this episode of Mindset and about the issue of problems. So, what is a problem? Why, even when trying to solve it, do things not work out? Why do these things keep coming back repeatedly? People have this type of problem. I will divide this video into 3 fundamental parts for you to understand why your problems are not being solved and why you are not respecting what the universe is trying to tell you. Besides that, I will offer a cool strategy for you to think about what to do moving forward. The first aspect is understanding that a problem is actually not a problem. It's something that you attracted to yourself to solve. As much as we sometimes don't want to accept this, the truth is that it wasn't exactly like that. That problem was not brought by someone else, it wasn't an external factor. For example, if you're short on money, it's not the bank's problem, or the government's problem, the economy's problem, unemployment, or your boss's problem. Oh, my boss. I hold a grudge, resentment towards that person, my boss, or my supervisor, manager. Regardless of your company or what you do, whether it's on the internet, in network marketing, or any other field, what truly matters is your motivation to change this panorama, this atmosphere that is currently around you, vibrationally and energetically. Let's consider the problem as another word that means, let's create a positive anchor, opportunity. This opportunity that you have in your hands to solve will only be truly resolved from the moment you accept that it was you who attracted this difficulty, in quotes. Again, if we think that things are good and bad, we will continue in this third dimension vibration, and that's not the purpose of the video. If you are watching our next videos or have already watched a video of ours on the channel, are following on another social media platform, are on our email list, participating in product launches of Mangabira Academy, and so on, if you are already interacting with us, you already know the difference between the third dimension and the fifth dimension regarding our thoughts, emotions, arguments, and communication. If you stay in this vibration of, it's hard, I don't see it as an opportunity, then, first, you need to step on the ground, stop, and analyze. The first thing is to see the opportunity. Everyone has problems, if you want to use that word, but I wouldn't suggest it for you, because you need to reframe the subconscious. There are many things that are actually implanted in your mind in such a way that if you don't fight against them, they will persist. This vibration, this electromagnetic frequency that you vibrate in relation to everything you do, we can say is primarily emotions. They will only change when you change your behavior. That's why I'm advising you to start talking about opportunity. Analyze this opportunity, analyze why it came to you. Analyze why, in fact, you are not managing to solve it. This is very important because, most of the time, when you do this more rational, colder analysis, which is necessary for your life, sometimes it's not nice because it's not fun. Of course, it's not fun, not everything in life is fun, not everything is humor. There are parts where you need seriousness, parts where you need to focus to solve. Most of the time, you will pick up a self-help book from the market, some type of lecture, videos you have already watched, audios, that will stay superficial. And when we want a real transformation, for example, to truly solve our problems, you need to act differently. You need to change internally, inside. The only real transformation, my friend, is you. If you truly connect, analyze yourself, and take yourself seriously, just as you take everything else seriously, everything that is important outside of you, but when it comes to taking care of yourself, forgiving yourself, loving yourself, you put yourself on the back burner, something is completely wrong. You are missing the great opportunity of your life, which is to take care of yourself, put yourself first. The problem is the same thing. The opportunity you see in your hands is the same thing. If you put yourself first, analyze, why do I have a financial problem? Why do I have a financial problem? Let's start analyzing this historical line, this chronology of when this started. You analyze, for example, I was at work, did this, did that, shouldn't have done that. Anyway. Sometimes guilt comes up, regret, fear, right? Which are chemical, hormonal components, besides the amygdala, which we have along with our brain. Analyzing a bit of neuroscience, it involves the thalamus, hypothalamus, this relationship we have within our body, the nervous system, let's say, generating a series of components. If you never stop this, you will not be able to solve it, because emotion is emotion. If you really want to change your life, you need to balance a little bit of emotion with reason. From now on, in the fifth dimension, we need to analyze that things are neither good nor bad. There is a rhythm that must continue forward. Things are as they are. Problems are opportunities. You have the solution in your hands. If you want to create something contrary to this, this is the second aspect I will talk to you about. The second aspect has to do with the law of karma. Sometimes people misunderstand this law or do not understand how the universe is perfect and how situations are attracted in a complementary way to something that you can solve. They have a mathematics, an arithmetic in relation to things, like mathematics has an equation, x plus y equals. Maybe you didn't like those classes, but maybe you like it if you work with engineering and love mathematics. But maybe you like humanities, or biology, whatever you enjoy doing. Mathematics also represents this great addition that the universe makes in our lives. So much so that if we analyze it throughout history, we analyze it deeply in the more advanced training sessions of the Academy of Mind Alchemy, we know that way back, even in the Fibonacci sequence. Have you heard of this sequence? The Fibonacci sequence. Fibonacci existed. He was a friend of Leonardo da Vinci, back in the Renaissance, around 1482, 1500, at that moment when, actually, the Portuguese arrived in Brazil, where I am recording this video right now. You might be watching from another country, but at that same time of the great arrivals of the European peoples, a single discovery, because there were already people here, right? Let's agree. But at that time, Fibonacci discovered that there was a correlation between mathematics and the universe, that everything was perfect and in the same proportion. I mean that, if the law of karma is a problem that you are solving, you also have an opposition, because the universe works with polarities. But at the same time, polarities represent a rhythm. So sometimes people keep thinking, Diego, I only have a negative thought, how can I have a positive thought? Life doesn't work like that. You will have a negative thought along with a positive one. But the more you understand why you are having a negative thought, understand why you need to have positive thoughts, things tend to flow more positively. Your life changes, your words change. I'll say to you, count, write it down on paper. If you could write it down on paper every day how many times you say the word difficult. If you've never done this exercise. Many people who come to the academy, or even in other languages, because we have training in English and Spanish, people use the word difficult a lot. This is difficult for you. It's difficult. It doesn't actually mean that it is difficult, understand? But it's a word you repeat, it's in your subconscious. You have admitted that that word is important to you. The same thing is the problem. If you admit that the problem is bigger than you, then karma, in fact, represents much of this. Besides karma, if you have a problem, you also have the opportunity in your hands to solve it. And then, you have what we call neutralization, because everything in the universe, in fact, has a complementarity. But it requires effort, work, wisdom, prosperity, light, love. There is this renewal of thought, feeling, and emotion within you so that you can move forward. At this very moment, it might seem laborious, not difficult, laborious, because you were not taught to deal with this. Times have passed, years have passed, not just the education system, but the family system, what we are going to think about in relation to this great Aquarian transition that we are going through. Many people are renewing themselves, are awakening, are realizing that they are still in the mental matrix. They are arriving, no, there are more things that I didn't actually learn, and now I want to learn more. I want to open up more. When you open up to the universe, you understand that karma is something necessary. We resolve karmas both from past lives, people like to study this, and from multi-dimensions. I won't go into that aspect, but everything exists at the same time, right now. Pay close attention. You will not be able to solve your problems just by focusing on one side and not focusing on the other. When you put energy into solving. For example, to be practical, if you have debts, problems with money, or are having difficulty paying a bill, you need to focus your energy on creating opportunities to solve this. Oh, Diego, but I don't know where to start. But you won't always know where to start. Just by having a conscious and unconscious thought. It is here, present, not subconscious and unconscious, like, oh, I'll sleep to see if a thought from the universe appears to me. That's not how it works, understand? Everything is complementary, unconscious, subconscious, conscious. You have to do your part. There's that thing we say at school when we were kids. You didn't study anything, and then you pray to the universe, to God, the Creator, in the way you have this connection, and then you expect to get a 10 on the test. That's not how the universe works. It's fair, it's perfect. So, at this very moment, it may be that this perfection is not working for you, and this disconnection, which is yours, extremely yours, only yours, completely yours, is what led your path to this problem you have. But you have all the strengths within you to solve it. It could be a problem with marital relationships, it could be work, like many people, repositioning themselves in the job market. It could be, well, regardless of what you are facing, the law of karma is valid for this. But many times, they explain the law of karma as if it were only negative. Oh, the karma from the past that I can't resolve. Look, it's not just that. The law of karma explains that it is much more than that. Sometimes there is much mystique, this thing that is sometimes an archetype, the archetype of sin, of pain, that people like to say. It has to be difficult, Diego, it has to be painful, it has to be that path, because if it's not worth it. As if there were no path of love. And then, I make you think. Pay close attention to this. Maybe you are going with the herd, instead of following the laws of the universe effortlessly, but consciously towards what you desire. The third tip I want to give regarding solving your problems, even if you are full of problems, is to create an action plan. You actually direct your effort, which could be in vibrational terms. So, have better quality thoughts. If you are angry with someone or haven't forgiven yet, reframe this. Work so that it is reframed within you. Protect yourself. Defend yourself from people who do not wish you well. People do this. But, actually, they are negative people. You know that person who always speaks ill of someone, politics, the economy, or even a friend, family member, and so on? You need to distance yourself. What happens most of the time is that you may even be hesitant, oh, Diego, but I'm going to distance myself from that important person. But sometimes, you get so focused on pleasing everyone that you don't even please yourself. You suffer from this. You know it's hurting you, and you keep postponing, what we call procrastination, putting it off. Oh, tomorrow I'll solve this, right? No, the day after tomorrow I'll solve this. And your life passes by. Then, tomorrow never comes, and, in fact, tomorrow doesn't exist. What exists is today, now, the present, at this very moment when you are watching this video. Make a decision. Understand, because when there is inspiration within us, when we wake up, look at the universe, thank for everything we have. We admit, I have this problem in my hands, but I have all the opportunities to solve it. There is a marriage, you understand? As we could say, for example, the symbol of the circle, like a ring, a wedding band, it goes and comes back, there is no end. And in this construction of your spiritual evolution, you learn that you have everything within you. Instead of always looking for an answer externally, instead of looking for an answer in a guru, in a YouTube video, in something that you know is within you, but which I always say to my students, clients, and, anyway, people who follow our work here in the academy, or even in other languages, both in Portuguese and other languages, I say, transformation is internal. Keep this in mind. The mastery of your life is internal. Bring this to yourself. Take this responsibility for yourself. New answers will appear, new questions will arise, and, in addition, your life will transform. You embrace who you are, despite the mistakes, the failures, everything you think is wrong because you have preconceptions, you have subconscious prejudices. Face them head on to solve this problem you have in your hands and think is the biggest problem in the world. But it actually isn't. Keep this in mind because you have all the potential. I am here recording this video because of you, because I love you, and you know this very well. You know that you have this love inside you that needs to overflow. Forgive yourself. Cry if you want. Hug someone you love. Call someone you love right now. But admit it, you need to solve this now, today. Stop procrastinating. It's time for you to act. If you like this episode of Mindset, I invite you to suggest new topics to us, and we will certainly record them and even comment on you. In the end, this growth is very important. We make videos for you. We always think about several topics, as we received on social media, not just to demonstrate this. It is very important to have your collaboration on this. If you liked it, leave a like below, share it with friends, family, the parrot, everyone at your work, anyway, help us to promote the work. Besides that, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, click on the subscribe button and activate the notifications through the bell. If you are listening to us through another media, go to our YouTube channel. I thank you so much for your presence here and hope this video has made all the difference in your life and, above all, makes you move, because movement generates movement, and rhythm does not stop. It's over. Much light and prosperity to you. A kiss on your heart. A big hug. Bye, bye.